Welcome to Ken's Corner Podcast, Season 4.
Hi, everyone. This is Ken from Ken's Corner Podcast, and I'm here today on Sports Timeout with Stouffville head coach, Stouffville Spirit head coach, TJ Hill. TJ, how are you doing today?
I'm great today. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much for coming on. I know you're one busy coach, that's for sure. You're spread yourself thin. I think you're coaching. You're with your son's team today. I know that. I've tried to have you out a few times, so I really appreciate your time here today.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here and definitely keep myself busy with coaching hockey with my son and spirit and stuff like that. But I definitely love it. So it's I have a blast doing it.
That's awesome. Thank you. All right, we're just going to jump right in here. Let's go back to the start of the season when you were in training camp. Is this the season that you had? Was that your expectations of how you were going to fare this year?
I think you're always hopeful that you're going to be able to take a step from the year prior, and we had a lot of guys returning, and we were excited about the possibilities of what we could do. At the same time, every year there is definitely some uncertainty because is the nature of our league. We're a development league, we're a stepping stone league. So, when guys have some success at this level, they often get lots of opportunities at the next level or at, in higher leagues and things like that. So you usually lose quite a bit of your kind of core, leadership group and some of your older guys and stuff. So every year's got a little bit of uncertainty around how the young guys are going to step in, how will they adjust to the league and progress as the year goes on. But we definitely were optimistic that, with the guys, the core group we had coming back, we had a really great recruiting class of kids come in. We were hopeful that we were going to be able to make some improvements from the year before.
Well, you definitely did that. You moved all the way up to fourth. And you know what? With some of those one goal games, as I was speaking to Thane Halliburton, you might have well been fighting for that third spot. And that is a possibility. Now, during the season, was there one time during the year that you thought, well, this is a memorable spot in a turnaround game for your Spirit squad?
Uh, it's a good question. I think I don't know that there's one moment where it really jumps to mind where I thought, okay, we're kind of maybe poised to start to take some steps and move in the right direction and when it comes to kind of improving from next year. But I think as the year went on and you started to see the identity of our team come to the forefront, one of the big things about us was we were very competitive. We worked very hard. We had a group of kids who had a love for the game, a love for learning, and genuinely really were committed to getting better every day. I can remember some practices, as the year goes on, there's some time in the year in the January, February where, it's kind of the dog days of the season. It's been a long year. You're practicing all the time. You're at the rink all the time. Sometimes you can see some fatigue set into your team. And there was times where I'd show up to practice thinking that our team was, needed maybe a lighter skate, maybe needed, me to back off a bit. But when you talk to the leadership group and, get a sense of how everybody's doing, they were ready to go. And I remember thinking sometimes in those January, February days that this group is really committed to getting better and learning and working and competing, and they just never stop. And that's one thing I think that kind of jumped out at me that told me that okay, this group might be a little bit different than maybe some of the teams over the last couple of seasons.
Thank you. Well, it's been documented that I think it's possible that there's 9 players moving on. Some of your bigger names, like your captain David Pellia, Lachlan Wells, Riley Pope, possibly Josh Bonnyman moving on as well, and the young Smith defenseman. I love him. I know
Yep.
you got a couple of Smiths on the team.
Yeah, Brady
Up there,
Smith. Yeah.
yeah, Brady up there to. I'm surprised he's only 16, by the way.
Yeah.
What do you feel like? I'm not sure if you're aware of the new ruling with the OHL NCAA coming down. How do you think that, if you know anything about it, how do you think that might affect your team at this level?
It's really difficult to predict. I think my gut tells me that our league over time will start to get a little bit younger. Um, but as far as, how it's going to affect our team specifically, in the short term, I think, what it might do is it could possibly deter some kids from going to BC and the North American Hockey League, which was something that a lot of once kids kind of became established in our league, those were a couple of opportunities that would open up for them, and that affects us as a team in the sense that there's no transaction that has to happen for those players to leave, so you're losing, a pretty good player for nothing, which makes it difficult on the organization to continue to take steps forward. Now, having said that, this is a development league, it's a stepping stone league. We're very aware of that in Stouffville, and our number one goal is to move players on to the next level, as fast as possible, as long as the situation kind of makes sense and it's good for their development and their progression in their own career. So, um, it may kind of deter some kids from going out that way now that they can, that you can AP with an OHL team who's, maybe just around the corner. You can play here, you practice with the OHL team, you can play your 10 games, and you still have an opportunity to get a scholarship. So that could potentially be something that happens out of it. But honestly, there's so many variables and so many things up in the air. It's really kind of a wait and see type of thing where you just need to kind of let things play out and see how it affects, how the trickle down affects each league and each team and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. How do you feel about your core, the new core players that you're going to have, that your graduating players that are still going to be there? Like, I guess Griffin Boyle might be part of that class moving forward. Do you expect big things, step forward from some of those players?
Yeah, I expect big things out of all of our players going forward. This is one of the good things about coaching junior is seeing the progression and seeing the steps that they take over the summer, and we just had 20-year olds graduate from our team and move on, and it's when you reflect on their career. A couple of those guys were here for 3 years. I had an opportunity to coach them for 3 years and watch their progression as a player and as a person. And that's what I love about coaching, is watching them develop over time and get to a point where they become really intelligent, skilled, seasoned junior A players, and they start to carve out opportunities for themselves at the next level. And I'm just as excited about the next group making that step next year. And we're having our exit meetings next week, and we'll be having lots of conversations about what their plan is for the summer and how important it is that they commit themselves to growing and developing over the off season to set themselves up for success in September or August and September for next season. So I expect everybody to put the work in and do what they need to do to put themselves in a good position to take a step. And I'm really excited to watch how that all plays out.
Yeah. I know that there's a prospect camp coming up. Now, I know the management team, they're going to be working all summer. What part and titles for the coach of the Stouffville Spirit? What is your role in the prospect camp?
My role specifically is just around being one of kind of the evaluators, and we watch it very closely. I'll speak to each group just about kind of what they could expect from myself if they were to play in Stouffville. I talk a little bit about kind of some of our core principles as a team, and some of the things that we value when it comes to the identity that we want to play with and stuff like that. And other than that, I'm just there to watch and observe and evaluate kind of the talent on the ice. And, I have conversations with some guys here and there just to get to know them a little bit, but that's kind of my main role. All the heavy lifting's been done by Kenny and Thane and Max and Scott, and the rest of our kind of scouting staff, and they do a fantastic job of putting together a really top notch development camp. There's lots of teams, lots of players. It's very well organized, and it's really a great week. And it's exciting to watch. You get to see some of these guys for the first time, and there will be some relationships forged between individual players and the Stouffville Spirit coming out of this camp, whether it's getting an AP spot or getting an invite to main camp, and a couple of those guys will find their way onto our team at the end of the process. So it's it's another exciting time. You get an opportunity to really see kind of what players are out there, what players are available, and you get to know them a little bit, and see, both sides can kind of see whether or not Stouffville is a good fit for one another. So it's a exciting time of year.
Yeah, that definitely is. Thane invited me out. So, I still have a poster with everyone's autograph. I know you couldn't attend the Boston Pizza Live with Keith Acton, but I still
Yeah,
have your picture on that poster. Do you mind if I
great.
bring it and get an autograph for you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, bring it by for sure.
That's
Absolutely.
amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
On to the next thing. I want to congratulate you. First, I want to talk about some of the awards that
Mhm.
have been handed down. David Pellias Humanitarian, which is a great award. Kenny Burrows, Executive of the Year. And congratulations to you, TJ, for your Coach of the Year. Tell me how you feel about winning this award and your thoughts on the other awards to your captain and your general manager.
Yeah, I mean, really, really happy for Kenny and Pags. Very well deserved. Kenny's been around the game for a long time. He's a really good hockey guy. He works really hard. He's always in the rinks, watching guys. He runs a great program. He takes really good care of the players. He genuinely cares about their best interests, and he just loves hockey and loves the game and does everything for the right reasons. So, really happy for him, and very well deserved. Pags is just an outstanding human being. He's one of the best captains I've ever had. Great hockey player, yeah, even better person. Sets such an outstanding example for all the players on our team, young and old. Anytime there's a community event or anytime there's an opportunity for him to dedicate his time to something related to helping the community out, he's first to sign up, no questions asked, no hesitation. Just a class act and an unbelievable person, and so well deserved. And his off ice accomplishments speak for themselves. His on ice season was just unbelievable. He was a horse for us all year long. Really excited about him getting the opportunity to go play, at Laurier. And, I think he's going to be, very successful in whatever he does. And really, really happy for the success that he's enjoyed this season. Um, Relating to being recognized Coach of the Year, I think it's obviously an honor. I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to coach in this league. There's not very many, when you really look at it, there's not very many teams and opportunities to coach in this league. And the fact that I have the opportunity to coach Stouffville is just really an honor and a pleasure. I have to thank Kenny for giving me the opportunity and set me up for success, just giving me all the support that I need. And as hard as they work around bringing in the right players and the right people with good character and guys who want to learn and want to succeed and just love the game. They do an outstanding job of bringing in guys like that, which really makes my job easy. I was very, very fortunate to have an outstanding staff from Rob Asenzi, Tom Plummer, Tiff and Tatum are athletic therapists, and Joey, our equipment manager, Bobby Berkenblick comes out, helps out at practice. These guys are and girls are all really, really outstanding people. They do it for the right reasons. They care about the kids. They treat them right, and they put in a lot of time and effort into helping them develop and grow as players and as people. And it's this type of recognition is an organization wide effort. It starts at the top with Kenny and trickles way down to Thane and Max and Scott and our scouts and into our staff. And most importantly, this award honestly is indicative of the players, their effort, their time, their sweat, their commitment to getting better. Um, they show up every day and they bring it every single day, and they're the reason why the league has recognized our team with these types of awards. And it really starts with the effort that they put into putting their best foot forward and being the best versions of themselves. And I can't thank them enough for allowing me to coach them, allowing me to be honest with them, and taking feedback and using it to make themselves better. None of this would have happened without the contributions from every single person in our organization, and it goes well beyond that to Jim Mason and Lorna and Risa and all these people that are in the background doing so much good work that puts on such a great show in Stouffville. And we've had the luxury of having just a ton of great people here working together to just put together a great program right now, where there's a lot of players that are enjoying lots of success and achieving their goals in hockey, just from playing here in Stouffville. So it's like I said, honor, a pleasure, but the credit really goes to everybody in the organization, and most importantly, the players, for going out and doing their job every day with a smile on their face and sticking together and doing everything they can to be the best that they can be.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's very well said, TJ, as always. Thank you for that. I just have a couple more thoughts for you. The crowd during those playoff games, well, they really came out and supported. I could hear the go spirit go. I'm sure you guys could hear it over on the bench. Do you have a message to the Stouffville community for their involvement with the Stouffville Spirit team?
Yeah, my message is thank you. Ever since I've been here, Stouffville, the community of Stouffville supports our team so well. We feel it as players, coaches, and right up to Kenny and the rest of the ownership group. The crowd, the atmosphere is just unbelievable. The noise level is so high. I can't get the refs' attention on the ice because it's so loud, and that's what you want. And all the things that go on in the community throughout the year that a lot of people don't see. Our guys are out doing stuff with, different organizations within Stouffville, and they return the favor by coming to the rink and cheering us on. And, it's a really good situation we have here in Stouffville, and the relationship between the team and the community is very strong. And, Jim Mason does an outstanding job of organizing all these great events that, allow us to contribute in the best way that we can to helping our community, come together and just can't say enough about the fans. It's such a great place to play. I coached in this league for a long time before I came here, and I never used to like coming here as an away team, but being in Stouffville now for 4 years, it's such a great place to play. The rink may be an older rink, but it's just an awesome rink to play in when the fans are in there and the noise is loud. And the support from the community is something that we're very grateful for. And we hope to continue our partnership with all the different organizations in the community as the years go ahead, and we hope we can continue to put some an entertaining product on the ice so people can gather at the rink and enjoy a nice night out in Stouffville.
Thank you. That's really amazing. I'm sure the community would love to hear what you just said. This is just a bit of an off note on the way out. I'm not sure because you've been really busy with your son's team today, but Alexander Ovechkin just became the all-time goal scoring leader with 895 against the New York Islanders. Do you have any thoughts on that before we go?
Yeah, so that was the talk of at the rink there. Everybody had their phones out watching. So what an amazing accomplishment. If you had asked me a couple of years ago if that was going to happen, I probably would have said no, just because I thought that some of Gretzky's records were just unreachable. So really impressive. Gretzky's my favorite player. So, to see him lose a record is there's part of me that, you're a little sad, but I think at the end of the day, it's really good for hockey. Ovechkin's been a great pro and done a lot of amazing things in our league. And I think at the end of the day, it's great for the sport. It's great for the NHL, and to watch, how gracious and classy Gretzky is in his comments, and, making sure he makes an effort to get out to the rink and watch and be there. And it's just, I think it sets a great example for everybody, and specifically for young kids, and, right up to the junior guys that I coach, just to see how these guys handle themselves, how they carry themselves, and, the kind words that they have for each other and the respect that they have for each other. It's another kind of example of kind of how the culture and the people in hockey, and how high character they are and what good people they are. And it just, that's the stuff that kind of makes our game so great. And it's really cool to watch.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to let you get back to your coach and dad duties, TJ.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time here today. My name's Ken Judge, and we're here on Ken's Corner podcast. Welcome for your first time, by the way, TJ, on Sports Timeout with coach of the Stouffville Spirit, head coach. Congratulations on your coach of the year, by the way, TJ Hill. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Ken. Appreciate it.
We'll see you in April, and I'm looking forward to season next year, September. Go Spirit, go. I'm going to say that on my way out.
Awesome. Thank you.